Hi guys, this is Sam and today I'm going to be setting up my bullet journal for the month of February. Everyone knows that February is the most lovey-dovey month of the entire year, and although I do love that, I didn't want to make the theme for this month 100% flowers and hearts and chocolate because I have done that in the past. So for this year, for February, I am going to be doing a Polaroids theme. So as you can see for my cover page, all I did was write February in the middle and drew some Polaroids around it. Next to my cover page, I put my monthly log, and here basically all I did was number 1 through 28, and the way I use this spread is just by writing the main things that are happening that month. The very next spread that I'm going to be making is my calendar view, and for me this one is a big one. I'm a student, and something that has been helping me a lot with keeping myself organized during a semester is having this spread be specific for school related things. So basically what I do here is I draw the traditional calendar, I make the spaces 7 by 5, like each day 7 by 5 spaces, and what I like to do here is write down every single due date for assignments, quizzes, and tests, so that way I have a visual representation of what my month looks like as it relates to my schoolwork. And since I had a little bit of extra space, I decided to also add a section for notes and another section for goals. The next spread that I'm going to be making is my habit tracker, and since the theme this month is Polaroids, I decided to make my habit tracker in the form of a Polaroid. So I made one of those big wider Polaroids and wrote down my habits and the days of the month inside of it. And since I had a little bit of space left, and one of the things I track in my habit tracker is my exercise, I decided to make a workout log just so that I can write down what I did the days that I did exercise. Next to my habit tracker and my workout log, I have my gratitude spread, and in this spread all I do is write one thing that I'm grateful for every single day. Moving on to my weeklies, for this month I decided to incorporate some Dutch doors. The best way that I can define Dutch doors is by saying that they are a system where you cut part of a page to have access to some part of a different page. So in my case, I'm going to be cutting part of the page for each of my weeklies because I want to have access to the section that I'm doing right now with the calendar and the section for notes, but I also want to have access to a different section that I'm going to be making later on in the video for a different page. As far as the actual weeklies go, I am going to be doing 3 days on the left side and 4 days on the right side, but I'm doing Saturday and Sunday smaller, so they only take up half of the space that the other days of the week take up because I have way less work those days. As you can see, I divided every day into 2 because the big section is for my to-do lists and the small section is for events or due dates. And like I said before, I'm going to be cutting part of the page, but to be more specific, I am cutting 10 grid spaces. And I'm going to be repeating this process for every single week of February except for the last one, because on the last week I'm not going to be cutting the page since I'm going to have the other section that I want to pick through in this Dutch door system. last week of February, I'm going to be doing the same exact weekly as far as the spacing and as far as how I set it up, but I am not going to be cutting the 10 grid spaces off of the page, because instead of doing that in this page, I am going to be having the section that I want to pick through for the rest of the weeklies. As far as the semester goes, in February I have a bunch of tests and quizzes. So on this section I am going to be having a quiz and test tracker, where basically I'm just going to be writing down the dates for all of the quizzes and all of the tests that I have for every single one of my classes. And I am going to be able to see this list and see this tracker every single week so that I can prepare for them. But anyway, that is it for today's video. If you liked it and found it helpful, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe so that you don't miss any of my future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and happy planning, you guys!